Hello, I'm Professor Whitfield, and I'm the director of the Harlem Neighborhood Writers, or as we like to call ourselves, Harlem Renaissance 2. The Harlem Neighborhood Writers Group was founded in 2014 and is comprised of over 400 members. Many of our members are accomplished and published. Others are just beginning their journey as writers. With each episode, we'll focus on original material written by our members. If you're interested in being a part of our group, just contact us via the information on the screen. It's free to join, and all are welcome. In today's show, we present to you Celeste Rita Baker. Ms. Baker writes primarily in the magical, speculative fiction genre. She's a published author of a Caribbean short stories book entitled Back, Belly, and Side, and who's effective working in both Caribbean and non-Caribbean dialects. Numerous organizations have recognized her talent. In fact, Celeste has been accepted to participate at several prestigious writers' retreats. On today's show, she will be reading a new story she is working on entitled Not Just Ivy. It's a sci-fi story about a plant looking to spread its roots, but not by any conventional means. Well, I know you'll enjoy it. I present to you Celeste Rita Baker.
Not just ivy. I step off the plane on the island, not my island where I grew up, but another island where the beaches are just as beautiful and the hotels are cheaper. With a big grin on my face, I had worked hard to get all my body fat back where I wanted it. I had searched for just the right bathing suit that wouldn't ride up or fall down in the water. I had practiced 4 easy-to-do hairstyles for my long locks. I was vacation ready. I was exhausted. In the taxi, the driver asked me if I need to go to the bathroom because I'm squirming so much and pushing so hard on my own imaginary gas pedal. No, I tell him, I'm okay. I'm happy to be here. I'm only staying 2 nights. 2 nights to rest without thinking, in my sleep, without having to be on, having to conform, cooperate, and collude. I sigh, pushing out recycled airplane air. It would have been more, should have been more, but for those people I work for back in those states, they'll fire me if I don't come back to help. And by help, they mean come up with all the ideas to advertise this new drug. My shoulders relax, and I hear my accent coming out, my speech pattern changing. It's something like LSD. You remember LSD from back in the day? Here they come now, wanting to sell this new drug to people that they need to calm down, people that want to escape reality. So that's like everybody, right? But even though I think it's a bad idea, I'm going to do it, of course. Just like I'd helped to redefine words like organic, grass-fed, and natural, or change the perception of blood clots, rectal bleeding, and suicidal thoughts to acceptable risks. They'd really like to fire me, I continue, even though I know better, because I'm black and a woman and I talk back a lot. But the thing is, I'm good. So now I only have 2 nights because I got to keep paying the rent on my overpriced studio apartment, and it takes 2 paychecks to do it. So there you go, mutual hostages. Oh good, it looks just like the pictures. The taxi driver, a big man with a splotchy beard, who had looked at me with concern before, now ignores me, just like I was another whiny American tourist. But I'm too happy to care. 5 2-story buildings scattered up a small hill, painted in what folks think of as tropical colors, blues and greens and pinks and oranges, lush grounds, coconut trees, palm trees, white sand beach, outdoors bars and restaurants, blue sky, blue sea, little puffy clouds swirling from bunnies to trains and back again. I pay and add a big tip. It was so thoughtful of him to ask me if I had to pee. I open the van door and swing my feet to the ground, heels and toes together like I'm swinging down from the sweet chariot itself. I'm on the beach with a rum punch 27 minutes later. After a quick drenching and some actual swimming that leaves me heart-poundingly out of breath, I lay on the sand with my feet and legs receiving the gentle massage of the waves, soaking up Mother Nature's joy-inducing vitamin D, and go straight to sleep. Sun dreams are the best dreams. No one bothers me. When I wake up, the stars are in the sea. That's what we used to say when I was little, and Mama and Daddy would take us to the beach after dinner. They would cuddle on the sand and talk, while Reggie, Amelia, and I ran around and yelled and screamed and stomped in the waves until we were worn all the way out. After a day of school and homework and chores, it didn't take that long. We weren't alone on the long walks back up the hill to our house either. We shared the trail and crossed paths with mongooses, turtles, iguanas, frogs, and other creatures. So I wasn't frightened when I wake up alone on the beach in the dark, even though this ain't my beach, the one I grew up near on my island. The sea had take back some of she owned and had leave me feet and legs dry and itching. I suspected no-see-ums and mosquitoes is what had really waked me. I ain't had much of nothing to eat or drink since a coffee at 4:30 in the morning as I was getting ready to get to the airport for the early morning flight, so I was thirsty and hungry. On the plane, which was too cold and nerve-wracking, what would everybody thinking everybody else is the enemy, I only had some water, refusing the dog biscuits they pretend is cookies. I get up a little creakily and I stumble. Sand walking is rarely graceful. Through the sand, back up to the chair where I left my towel and cover up. My building is the furthest from the beach, and not by coincidence the cheapest. And I ain't want to take the lighted pathway all the way around all the other buildings when I could see the balcony of my room right there through the carefully designed bushes and trees. I look at the bush, and not what I would call bush, trees and plants left alone to grow however they want, but this cultivated bush, tamed and trimmed for admiring from a distance. I go in. I was always alive, but when the sun went down, I was alive and awake. I knew it was late afternoon when I began to feel restless. Small, tingling sensations stirred through my stems and leaves. My flowers began to yearn to unfold, to enjoy the touch of the cooling evening air. Was it windy? How many bugs were on me? Where and what kind? Aphids? Whiteflies? Thrips? I prickled with anticipation, moisture rippling up through me, up from my roots. Twilight is my time. No sun, no moon, a time of transition. Were any of my fruit ripe enough to burst, to free my seeds? I was well growing here, flourishing. It was time to move on. This was the evening I could make that happen. A certain something resonated through the ground, faint, from far away, from the sand near the water. It got stronger as it got closer, closer to where the sand gradually changed to dirt, stronger still as the dirt morphed into soil made rich by life's vitamins. A human, a woman with the potential to carry me with her, in her, a woman carrying seeds within her not unlike my own. This is the right one, this presence on the sand, on the ground, with feet and arms and the scent of far away. Tonight, I will move on. In preparation, I pulled the light from the hibiscus on my morning sun side, a common thing, ordinary dull red flowers that shamelessly open to the sun. Its already wilting petals dropped to the ground as I stretched my roots, made contact, and sucked. No more hibiscus tea for the gardener from this one at least. Leaves curled and fluttered down as I seeped its strength. It was dead and I was stronger. I took the allamanda behind me next. Its bright yellow flowers had always annoyed me. The gardener made an elixir for human babies with jaundice or colic from its leaves, but not anymore. Not from this one. Dead. I stripped the jasmine of any hope for a future. I was a bit regretful as I latched onto the oleander. I had some respect for it, being poisonous like me. But its toxicity would strengthen my own, so it too withered and died. I withdrew my roots and eased back, loosening myself from the soil, raising myself skyward, dirt and dead bugs falling off as I rose, as I reshaped myself to resemble the form coming towards me. I step around the stupid do not enter sign, still hearing the music from one of the hotel bars not that far away. I start walking, dancing, but still making forward progress, tramping like we do in parades, having a great time all by myself, dancing among and with the trees, enjoying the dirt between my toes, taking in big breaths of the sea salt air, greeting the stars with the names of my family members who done gone to live in the sky, complimenting the night blooming flowers, chirping back to the crickets and frogs. I doing my signature move, a kind of back-bending twirl. When the song changed to Houdini's The Freak Come Out at Night, I straighten up, dizzy, grab out for something, and find a sturdy limb. A sharp pain stabbed my palm, and another pain shoot up my wrist. I try raise my arms closer to my face to see how bad the cuts, but I can't move. I can't move my arm. What a rasp! What grabbed me, I had grabbed back. I feel the branch pierce my hand, a hard choke like the biggest needle in the world. Cold, spiky liquid threading up through my hand, my arm, into my shoulder and my neck. The ground shift the way the sand move under your feet. My throat closing up like I'm going to cry, blocking my breath. My eyes blur with tears, and I think I see a tree where there wasn't no tree before. A tree shaped like a woman, white flowers around a face of bark. Each second the wood more mobile, more flesh-like, eyes big and staring like the eyes of an owl. Stems, leaves, and branches arranged into a neck, shoulders, and torso. More flowers, darker than the rest, hanging down like a skirt. Brown legs shading into white ankles and white feet wetted to the dirt. The thing holding me, the woman plant tree thing, one scratchy arm grasping, puncturing me forearm, the other arm holding me tight around my waist. She wraps she roots, stringing out from she feet round me ankles and pull me in close. She move like she thinks she dancing, dust swirling round me feet. My knees bend when she pinch the back of them. She push me hips back and forth, left and right with she slender twig fingers, each one like a hot cold stick on my flesh. The leaves whispering, but I can't make out the words. I scream and scream, but nobody ain't here, nobody come. I try snap the twigs, break the branches, but they supple and they only bend in. I scrabble one foot round the other, trying to tear the vines, tying my feet to hers. I curse and spit, but the plant woman thing only bind up my hands and wrap more vines around my throat. I could see the people at the bar over she shoulder, through she branches and leaves, as she swing me around in she wild version of dance. The other plants and bushes ain't swaying like she. Ain't no breeze, just hot, humid night air. I feel the feathery ferns and salivas licking me with the night dew as the plant woman pushing and pulling me up the hill. Sea grapes falling as we bump each tree along the way. This ain't real, I tell myself. I must really be tired to think I need this crazy thing to help me up the hill. I just got to keep moving. It's only my imagination. It ain't real. It's only a scratch. Couple scratches. I'm going back to the room where I could get food and water and clear my head, because there's no way this could be real. She wasn't hard to enter. I pushed myself into her, mixing my sap with her blood. She went limp in my arms and I wrangled her around to my back and inched us both closer to the lights, my feet firming with each step, my veins merging with hers, my needs becoming ours. I was most of the way through the trees and bushes when I had to stop. The moon above too bright, the surrounding sky too dark. My time of the night was over. My strength ebbed. I drooped to the ground, spread myself over her legs, belly, chest, and head, weaving my seeds into her hair, pushing them into her ears, tucking them into the folds of her clothes, hiding her, keeping her safe. I kept her like that through the rest of the night, through the morning and on into the day. At twilight, I roused and found new locations to tuck my seeds, dark places, moist places. Some of them would grow, and I would live in new places.
So I guess like my thought process was, this is weird. I want to keep reading. So, you know, I don't think I've read many things that are quite like it. So I was just very curious. I was very curious about like what the plant actually was as an entity. I did think alien, and I did think a little nature, and I did think about the job and the relation to it, making a pill that isn't good for people, that I guess will kill you in the end, like a Xanax or whatever it is the kids use these days. So I thought it was interesting that she gets invaded by this plant and how it'll affect her going forward. Does she take a leap more towards the good in nature, or is it comeuppance or a penance for her making things that are not good for people, and maybe she has something evil inside of her now?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Did anyone here find this very sexual?
Yeah.
Or sensual? I mean, to me, this thing, it reads to me almost like a rape.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's why I say.
she wrapped the rope stringing out from the feet, round the ankles, and pulled me in close.
I did get a sense that, I guess because rape is kind of a strong word, but it was against her. Well, I guess she didn't know it wasn't. I don't know. Rape shouldn't be this complicated, but yeah, I did feel that she was in this bush. She didn't know what was going on. She thought it was a dream. It was almost as if kind of like you slipped the pill, the Mickey, yes. And it's kind of in that realm, actually. That's funny enough that actually that all came together. We're talking about drugs, right? I don't know if that was on purpose, but she's making drugs, and she was kind of drugs, if you will, because there's all these things inside of it now, right? These seeds and these liquids, right? Because there was.
What I did like was the description of the plants. You know, you named different plants that was on the island itself, you know, the color of this one and how that one, you know, I really did like that because I like descriptive stories, and I really did like that. Had me looking at these plants that I know nothing about. You know, I saw that in my mind. You said this one, I'm like, wow, okay, I can see that. You know, and I don't even know what it looked like. You know, but I saw a plant somewhere, you know, so I did like that for her.
And I think also set up to your point, plants are this beautiful, kind of harmless thing, and then, you know, because you could feel the switch, you know, it was like, and then
It was a shift there.
right, absolutely.
Is it violence there, okay, for you as a writer, okay? What were you trying to pretty much tell us about also in terms of what we have said? Let us know kind of like what your thoughts are. I mean, I want to know what your thoughts are.
I think that you guys have interpreted it correctly in that, yes, the plant was violent, definitely violent and abusive and invasive, and yeah, it was definitely violent.
Did you see this story in your intent? Do you see it as nature trying to spread itself out, or is this some darker version of humanity where somebody's doing something bad to somebody else?
Nature.
You see it as
I think it's a duality. Nature, the datura plant does want to expand just the way, you know, nature does, plants do, you know, but this is a self-aware plant who knows that she is capable of destruction, you know. So yeah, she wants to destroy more, you know. And this woman is aware of the fact that because of the nature of how she feeds herself, that she is causing destruction in the world, but she does not feel like she has any other option.
Could it also be that maybe the plant is just being a plant?
Yeah.
It's nature. It's evasive. It does what it does. It grows,
Like
and it's
a
just
bamboo plant.
unfortunate that everything else is in the way.
And that's exactly how she
doing
feels.
this job.
Right,
Everything
I
else
want
is
to
in
know
the way.
what he said. Is that not what he is saying? Is that what you were trying to portray?
Yes, it is an invasive plant. And
Okay.
it does want to live. And if I gotta kill you and you and you so that I can get all the nutrients in the soil, then we all out.
Right. Because we're looking at the perspective of the plant is just surviving.
I'm surviving.
But for us,
I'm
it's a
growing.
problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, you happen to be an oleander, yeah, you're in trouble.
Is there any moral to this?
Not really.
It just is what it is.
It is what it is. I mean, but we're all, I guess the moral is that we are all colluding in our own destruction, just by the fact that we live in this system. But that's going too far for today. You know what I mean? I mean, that to me would be what.
So it wasn't an alien.
It's not the alien.
it's not.
It really is
It's
a
just
plant.
a plant
It's just a
itself,
plant. Right.
doing its own thing through Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Because at some point in time, it's like you said, I got alien. When you say
Because it had a
science fiction,
form, right?
like when you say
Right.
science fiction, I'm thinking aliens, some
Right.
kind of monster beast or something, but it's just this plant.
Okay. So I have to not use up all my time. Angela, you're saying that I should run with the whole plant thing and take that figure. Okay.
If that's what
Okay.
if that's what your thoughts are, because from what I'm hearing,
I didn't see an extraterrestrial alien, but I saw a part of nature that is alien to us, that exists, that we are not conscious of or aware of. And because you cross that do not enter sign, you put yourself in, at risk. I'm glad it didn't kill her. I was frightened for her. It was a little sensuous, but at the same time, it was so violent that I was rooting for her to be released. And somebody mentioned it was so tranquil and everything was, and then all of a sudden, the change was so abrupt, it drew you in deeper.
and see, I like it because pretty much just in terms of basically where climate control is and basically what we're seeing, just in terms of nature, you know, we can make it in some aspects a little sensual, but it's very violent. You know, I mean, it is you know, it's destructive, okay? And it's in your face now. It's nothing that you can say maybe or somehow. And the thing is that we're sitting at the table today, or we're dealing with 60 degrees, and tomorrow it might be a tornado, it might be a hurricane somewhere, you know?
Yeah, and going back to it, I mean, being that it's sci-fi, my question is, because I don't know what the whole story is,
That is the
where
whole
did
story.
well, where did this plant come from? Is it something that's already been here on this earth? So it's a specific plant that's a vine or something, it grows, or is this something that came from outer space, it's unknown? Yeah, is it alien to this earth? Or is it something, a species that nobody's discovered, all of a sudden it thought out and it's actually an organism that lives? I mean, where is it coming from? What's the origins of this plant?
It could have morphed into being because, you know, it maybe didn't start out that way, but because of it's a way of, it morphed, because there's a plant I've never seen, you know, in Florida, and then I found the same plant in Cuba, and it was, the roots were on the outside, and I'm like, how did this, I can't think of the name of it, I'm like, how did this happen? Because my limited knowledge of plants was that, you know, soil and dirt and underground and this, that, and the other. And I wondered if it came into being because of all of the you know, the killing of the indigenous people and the slavery. Is that how it came into being? Yeah. Well, I'm still trying to figure that out. Third sign there because the gardener knew about the violence of the plant, or, you know, like she said, did it just happen in that instant, in that particular time? Had it not been disturbed, would it
Just
just,
what had happened.
yeah,
It
would it just
happened.
kept, you know, being whatever it is?
All right.
Okay.
This is great discussion, but we gotta cut it off right now. This is I hope that you found our presentation enlightening, entertaining, and most importantly, educational. Watch us next time when we will showcase Miss J.E. Franklin. Miss Franklin is the powerful playwright for the well-received stage production of Black Girl, as well as the screenwriter for the film version of the play, which was directed by Mr. Ozzie Davis. Before closing, I want to thank the New York Public Library and their branches. They have been gracious hosts and allow us to meet regularly. Should you like more information about the Harlem Neighborhood Writers or to become a member, contact us via the information provided at the closing of the show. Remember, it's free to join and all are welcome. Who knows? Maybe we will be showcasing you. See you next time. The Harlem Renaissance lives on.